Well, it seems like good old former GOP chair Michael Steele, he concludes the same thing that I told you that I figured out last week, or actually before last week. So, I want you to listen to this, and then let's go ahead and take it on the other side, because I think you'll find it fascinating. Check this out. We'll take it on the other side.
Michael, we've seen what can happen in states like Kansas. Even Michigan now has the right to choose up for the voters to decide, is it hyperbolic to say that abortion will be the issue in November?
No, it is not. It has been the issue since the leaking of that opinion back in April of this year. It has been something that has been galvanizing. And what has surprised many of us, particularly among pro-life elected officials, is how negligent and dangerous the Republican rhetoric has been on this subject, how offensive it has been to women. The very same women they know they need in suburban America to turn out for them. The very same women among young voters who are going to be a pivotal player this November. Going back to how you opened the segment, Katie, the reality of it is that pink wave is not being counted in polling right now. They're doing traditional modeling of polling. They're not looking at and extrapolating the effects of Kansas and what that may mean, the effect of having Republicans lose in these special elections, and the significant uptick in the turnout models from Democrats. So it's going to be a very dynamic election. I still contend the lane is there for Democrats to hold the House, despite how you led with the showing of the numbers at 223 seats. But again, I think that belies how the voters are looking at this election and how passionate they're becoming about it.
And I think he is absolutely right. We look at all the elections going forward, and Democrats continue to outperform the polls. We look at Kansas, and that wasn't just an outperformance of the poll. That was more than a 19-point swing. A 19-point win for something that was almost even with a bias towards the pro-life, the pro-anti-choice position. So when we look at the polls today, we have to figure that they are all off by quite a bit. And if you see a Beto O'Rourke down by 7 points, he's probably down by 1 or 2 within the margin of error, and with more campaigning, ready to hit it as we hit the entire society with the destruction that would occur if Republicans, the current crop of Republicans, come into power. When we look at Mike Collier, who is down by 6, he's probably even with Dan Patrick or ahead. And when we look at, I don't remember her name, the one running for the Attorney General, just put it against Ken Paxton. Just put it this way. Throughout the country, there is currently a Republican bias in reporting, meaning they are bias against Democrats in reporting, bias against the polls, Democrats' polling numbers. And I think when we add it all up, Michael Steele is actually right. They have not taken a pink wave into account. And the reality is, folks, women are signing up at a much higher rate than men. Why is that? Do you think they're signing up to get more of their rights taken away? Or do you think they're signing up because they're pissed that men decided that they knew what was best for their bodies, that men decided they were going to enslave the bodies of women? That's what it's all about. So look at the polls. Do not get discouraged, because a lot of times as well, these poll numbers are calculated. You may also see things like interest rates go up faster because they want to have a bias against Democrats. Remember, a lot of Democrats are neoliberals as well. So the country is moving progressive. The country is saying, these are the policies we want. These are the policies we need. These are the humane policies. They're waking up to the fraud that is our economic system. And they are going to react And what the other side is trying to do is put the fear into people like, no, we need to keep the status quo. No, we need to keep the status quo. Forget it. Keep your heads up high. Remember when you go to the ballot, specifically in Texas, you have to fill out the entire ballot and you must go to the left side every time, to the Democratic side every single time, in my humble opinion, to save the country. Liz Cheney, a Republican, says it. Karl Rove is saying that these guys are extremists. This is something about saving the country. First of all, it's democracy. But secondly, the benefit will be to get more progressive values to ensure that people are treated or given more humane type policies. Folks, a pink wave is about. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.